What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Collective Podcast. I'm your host, Evan Simmons, with a very, very, very special guest. I gotta say, you're my first out of state interview ever.
Truly.
Like, I've only interviewed local Atlanta talent, so like you're like my very first. And you're from Olympia, Washington. This is my co-best friend.
We're Eskimo besties.
We're Eskimo besties. This is Kameko, and very, very, very talented artist. How are you, Kameko?
Fucking peachy keen as usual. I've got my sweater on. I've got my big Hooters mug here, Hooters plug, and I am talking to Dev Simmons. So yeah, I could not be finer.
To start off the interview, my first question was, how are you? You already answered that. And I just want to preface this with how we met, because it's very unconventional. I met your friend Tessa on Omegle, and I was incredibly high talking to her for maybe 30 minutes. We exchanged playlists, and she put your song Venus on the playlist, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Because this is fucking good. Like, I really, really love this song. And she was like, oh, that's my friend Kameko. And she shared me your EP. And I literally have not turned off this. I haven't turned it off. Oh, shit. Hold on. I'm not even recording on my camera.
Oh, fuck.
But back to what I was saying. I was obsessed with your EP. I still am. I play it damn near every freaking day. I guess the first question before we get into the album and all of that, when did you feel like you started music? When did you feel like you were starting to gain interest in doing that for yourself?
Let's see. I mean, I was always a little bit musically inclined. My mom got me one of those fucking dinky Yamaha keyboards as a kid, and I would play around on it, and I did choir. In high school, I was terrible at choir. I didn't make it into the big fancy choir. I was always stuck in the level ones. But when I got into writing my own music, it's funny actually that our common link is Tessa, because the first song I ever wrote to completion was about her.
No way.
When we met and became friends when we were both 16.
Wow.
I think, and I was really big in my simp feelings because she was very tall. And a little bit mean to me, and that was really my crush criteria.
Right.
But then I was like, wow, I've gotta go write a song about this. I remember I went out and I watched Lady Bird, the movie, with my mom, and wow, I'm feeling so much gay shit. I've got to sit down, and I don't know. It was a terrible song. But that's when it kind of hooked me, and I was like, wow, this is a nice little catharsis.
Yeah.
For my feelings.
Wow. So that was really the gatekeeping moment into writing a lot of your music that you have out now. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I also wrote a lot of music that was on the EP when I was 16. It was a good music writing year for me because, when you're 16, everything is just fucking crucially serious.
Yeah, it literally.
Your scope of the world is so small, and so it just feels like everything's going to shit all the time, or at least it did for me.
Yeah. Is someone getting arrested near you?
Oh my god, yeah. I live in these apartments. No, I think the cops were going past the complex, but no, we get a lot of cops over here,
right, all
the time, which is not nice or fun at all. Not a big fan.
Yeah, ACAB. Anyway, based on that, I'll actually take that and pivot into my next question. I want to talk upbringing, because I want to take full advantage of the fact that I've not interviewed someone outside of the grandiose city of Atlanta and get a little bit more perspective on what it was like growing up in Olympia. So what was it like growing up there?
Well, let's see. Have you ever been to the West Coast?
I've been in California, and I was in Washington. It was Lake Washington, Mercer Island area.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really been many other places. So Olympia is You smoke weed.
Yeah.
And you go on like little walks in the woods. There's hella trees. There's a great amount of trees. I don't know. It's the as you may know with your poster, it is one of the cities in which Kurt Cobain like started his whole music deal.
Yeah.
So everyone else, much like Kurt Cobain, does their own dye jobs and are depressed. And yeah, I spent a lot of my time growing up kind of bumming around our little downtown area, which is nice and quaint. I think Tessa and I like showed you a little FaceTime video of it when my car broke down and we were like trying to like shove it the last few miles up that hill. God rest in peace to my glitter truck.
Oh, it's over with? It's official, it's done with?
It's done with. A lot of car stuff. We boiled it. I boiled my car. Aww. It's boiled and it's dead. I'm gonna like keep it around and try and see if I can fix it myself.
Yeah.
But anyway, all that aside, I spent a lot of time growing up just hanging out downtown, and like the big crux of downtown is, in my opinion, like the artesian well, which is just like basically this spigot that comes out of the ground, and it's just like an underground water source that you can go and like take this really sweet ass like natural ass water from.
Yeah.
And there's this myth in Olympia that if you drink the water from the well, like you're always going to come back. You're just going to be like stuck. And that is what I started. I guess like that's the idea that I wrote my album around, because I'm 19 years old and I did not want to stay in this town for this long, but I don't know. I kept coming back. I'm on a year-long lease with my girlfriend right now, which is nice, and I love it, and I love that we live together, but also it's like the town where I grew up. So I wrote the EP just like about different shit that like kept me stuck in Olympia, it felt like, just as like a sacrificial offering. Like to the well to like let me fuck off. But yeah, growing up it was a lot of, you go down to the well, and it's like also where a bunch of the people who just live downtown hang out. And so you go there and you buy your little plastic bag tub of weed and you like cut a hole in an apple and you do your weed business. And then we like go to the diner, King Solomon's Reef, across the street, and just like eat some like shitty mac and cheese. And that was a lot of it. It wasn't a bad way to grow up.
Yeah, sure. So,
but also not a lot to do.
Yeah. Very similar to here. I think there's like a lot more to do in comparison to probably there, but like as I was, you brung up that FaceTime where you were like, we were like chugging your truck up that hill, and I was like, you know, that place like looks just like this area called Marietta Square that's like right down the street from my house. So like I was like, well, there's a lot of similarities, I'm sure, with both of those cities.
Yeah. Every mid-sized American town is.
Yeah, they're all similar. I wanted to make sure that I asked about the title because it's a very long title, but I also love it. It's Well Water, Among Other Aphrodisiacs and Poisons. What does that mean? Because like along with that backstory of the well that you gave from your town, what else does that tie into the record?
I don't know. I think like a lot of what I write like ties back to my like growing up problems with addiction. Okay. Because like the well, like I said, I mean it's a place where you get your water, but until very recently when it was like kind of like fenced off, it was also the place that you would just go to like find your drugs. Like if you asked around for long enough, you could pretty much find anything.
Yeah.
And like really that's like what keeps people trapped in Olympia, not like the actual water, but what's right next to it. Like you go for the water and then you stay for the weed, and the weed turns into like fucking acid and ecstasy and shrooms, and then you like accidentally do meth one time, and then it just keeps,
it's a trickle down effect,
snowballing. Yes. So I don't know, and I remember being just like blasted as fuck off of something right before I graduated high school, and being like, God, I've like done enough drugs for like an old man.
Right.
Like, I've just really condensed a whole lot into these last couple of years. And so I wrote down just like a list of all the drugs that I'd done, and then I looked back at it when I was a little more sober, and I was like, haha, I put well water on here. Like, you like, weird ass bitch, what does that mean? But like, I don't know. Just like, it's one of the, like, I don't know, you go downtown and you do drugs and you do curses, and some of them fuck your body up forever, and some of them make you make crazy decisions and meet really cool people and fall in love. Yeah. Whatever you think love is. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I also really didn't think about the title too hard. Before it was going to be Well Water Among Other Aphrodisiacs and Poisons, it was going to be called Toad, which is a song that I didn't even put on the album because I didn't fully finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I guess to take that answer and go off that, was writing this, because you started writing this when you were 16, right? So that's 3 years of content that I know that's probably a lot of emotion behind that, because, you know, you don't take 3 years to do something unless it has a lot of thought behind it. And I can really tell that because the lyrics on a lot of these songs are very they're kind of piercing. Like they're very emotionally driven, and I think that's what brought me in, because this is a genre of music that I've found to be like really applicable to my life for a lot of years. Like I've only really been listening to indie for maybe 4 to 3 years, but when I found it with, like, I think one of the best examples is like Haley Hendrix, or how we joke, Haley Hendrix. And
I don't know. I want to meet her and ask her how she pronounces it, because it's spelled in such a fucked up way.
It's so crazy. But I've found myself, you know, relating to those kind of songs more deeply because, you know, there's something weird about indie when they can say something that is so prolifically sad, but over probably some of the like happiest music and fucking instrumentation I've ever heard. And you've like, I don't know how to else say it, but you've kind of done it in a better way than I've seen in a little bit, Kameko. Like I was really impressed with this project. And I don't know, it was so good, dude. I don't know. It emotionally drove me in a way, because like I listened to Venus and I heard what you were talking about on that song, but I also kind of like was like, oh, there's a whole EP to listen to, and I really sat down and listened to what you were saying, and I was really captivated. I just wanted to tell you that because it's amazing. So, getting off that, did you feel like those 3 years of writing, was that a part of your recovery in more ways than not, or did you find it was just something to keep your mind distracted in duress, or whatever you may call it?
I think that is a really brilliant and also touching question, Dev. Yeah, I guess it was kind of recovery in a way, even though I like definitely, like, by the time I sat down and like actually recorded everything on the album, like September through November of this past year, I was just drunk for all of it.
Yeah.
But in general terms, yeah, no, it was a way of like processing a bunch of shitty shit that happened to me over the course of the last couple of years. And then I feel like I heard someone saying about like writing about, I don't know, trauma or just like your own like hurt, mangled little feelings, that it feels better just like once it lives on the page and not in your brain, just like festering in there. Yeah, definitely it was like recovery, and then like sharing it with people too, I think was responsible for cultivating a lot of my growth.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. But also it was just like a fucking ton of fun, and it did like distract me from like a lot of the inertia of my everyday life, like just working a bunch of like shitty little service jobs, but like in my head I'm like writing lyrics that I'm really excited about, and I'm just like, I don't know. Yeah, it was a way for me to be somewhere other than where I was.
Yeah. And probably to escape your head for like 2 seconds. Cause I have a different medium of like distraction. I think I find myself filming things when I'm like my most anxious, or when I feel like I'm like so deep in my head that like I overthink so many things. So like I try to find that medium, and I really found that in film. And when I hear somebody find it in music, and I think I've had multiple friends where they've been through like the shittiest of shittiest things, and their outlet was music, and the outcome is absolutely gorgeous, because I think emotion and music, like, they go very hand in hand. And honestly, all of those experiences that you went through that were, God knows how horrible, you've painted a picture. And honestly, as dark as those times were, you painted a fucking really good picture, and it's gorgeous. And I'm complimenting you again, and I'm doing it too much, but like, I don't care. It's fucking awesome, and I really urge everybody to go listen to her EP. But what's some of your favorite songs or song on this record? Because I certainly have a couple favorites, and it's all of them. And I just wanted to tap in on what some of your favorites were when you were writing them.
Um. Oh Jesus, that that's really tough. I know which songs I absolutely hate
Oh,
on
really?
the record. I think like, I don't know, just off the top of my head, the first one on the track. I mean, the first track on the EP. Are You Running Away Right Now?
Yeah.
It's my favorite just because of like how it came to be. I wrote it when I started like traveling through Europe with my girlfriend Alex, and it was purely like fictional. When I wrote it, I was just mostly thinking about the lives
Yeah.
of my friends and how they were all like traveling, and we were like dispersing from where we grew up, and I was just thinking about them like moving to new cities and just like being kind of placeless, and like all of us not really like facing, I don't know, our emotions in the healthiest ways. But like I wrote about like some like weirdly specific settings, like fucking like January, like sleeping on someone else's couch, or like, I don't know, moving to a town that's like pretty much like your hometown, but
Yeah.
it isn't, and that's the only reason why you're moving there, because it isn't where you grew up.
Right.
And then over the course of like the next calendar year, my life just like mirrored everything that I'd written about in this fucking fictional song. Like I don't know, I slept on a couch through January, and I moved to Portland just to like get away from personal shit that I wasn't dealing with, and
Yeah.
I don't know, just did a bunch of stupid shitty shit. And then when I was like going through like my notes app where the songs live, I like looked back on it, and I was like, hey, like, oh, this looks really fucking familiar. So I don't know, I thought that turned out kind of funny. And then I don't know, I just kind of, I like the way that I wrote Venus too, because it was before my second date with Alex. I had invited them to this like house show that I was playing, and I was like, wow, I really like this bitch. We like hung out maybe 3 times. I'm gonna write them a song. And so I sat down in the parking lot of a Trader Joe's, and
As you
I
should.
wrote Venus, and then I played it really fucked up at this show, and I forgot all the words because Alex was like standing right there, and I was like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
like this is too gay, this is out of my pay grade. But
Oh man.
yeah, I had fun producing it.
Yeah. Okay, that was going to be my next question, and then I'm going to ask you for a solidified favorite song, cuz I want to play one at least on this episode. And I wanted to ask you about the process of making the record, like the literal process. Like, what did you where did you record, and how fun was it? How many songs did you end up doing in a session? Like, how was it? What was the process like?
The process, Devin, was fucking horrible.
Really?
Well, I don't know. I have this thing about asking people for help and just getting help from outside sources. Like, I know it's necessary, but I fucking hate it. Like, I won't even watch a goddamn YouTube video to completion.
Yeah.
Because I'm stubborn.
Yeah. I feel you.
And so I sat down, I got this, I don't know. For the EP, I recorded my first ever single about 6 months before the EP, and I like just recorded it in a basement with like nice acoustics, and I like thought about like how.
That's Movie Teeth, right? Is that Movie Teeth?
Yeah, Movie Teeth.
Okay, yeah, great song as well.
I hate the fuck out of that song.
Really?
But I actually thought, yeah, it just mirrors like a fucking place in my life that I really like don't like.
Gotcha.
To look back on. Also, the drums are off in the second half, but regardless, yeah, when I was recording the EP, though, I really didn't think about how the acoustics would work. I just was thinking about a place in my apartment where I could set all my equipment up, and so I set everything up in my bathroom. Like, I have this fucking, like, funny-ass picture of, like, my $30 microphone being, like, suspended to the soap rack in my shower with, like, a fork. Like, it was just really the most, like, ludicrous DIY setup you could imagine. And I'd just, like, pound a beer and sit in my bathtub with my guitar, like, cramped as all hell.
Yeah.
And I'd turn on GarageBand, and I would just, like, do a couple takes. I'd do, like, guitar and then, like, vocals on top of them, and then, like, whatever little synthy synths, or I don't know, some tracks, like, it differed from track to track. Like, with Are You Running Away Right Now, I sat down, I did the guitars in one take, I did the vocals in one take, and then I said, like, shit, this doesn't need
much more
anything else. Yeah, but then with, like, shit, like, Skate Track, like, that is by far my least favorite song on the album. I was really just doing it to pander to, like, I don't know, like, punkier, more hardcore musicians that I've looked up to in the past, to be like, look, I'm not all, like, fucking, like, vanilla acoustic guitar at, like, I don't know, like, an indie party. Like, I can be hardcore, I can put fuzz on my guitar. Yeah, that one was after just, like, I went out and skated for a day in, like, this little plaid mini skirt, and then I just, like, suspended my mic from the ceiling and, like, screamed into it, and then just, like, spent a day putting, like, fuzz effects over the guitar. I don't know. Like, my recording process is really just reflective of my mood. Yeah. At the time. And usually my mood is, like, melancholy. Right. And, like, a little sad and a little simpy. But it differs.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. And I mean, I didn't know you recorded it in a bathtub, so I guess, like, good job. You, like, because I'm sure, like, anybody else, like, trying to record in a bathtub, it probably wouldn't, like, sound great, but, like, it does sound, like, really, really good. Like, I really love Venus, like, how that, I think Venus is my favorite song now that I'm thinking about it, but all these songs are great. So I'm going to play a song. I'm going to leave that up to you. What song would you like me to play on this episode?
Is it gonna be the entire song?
I mean, it can be, yeah.
What if I made you choose it?
Say what?
What if I made you choose it? Is that against the rules?
No.
Okay. I don't know. If I was gonna pick one, I'd probably pick Codeine Superstar. Codeine. Because it is just, like, my oldest and, like, dear. It's my baby. It's my firstborn child.
Yeah,
and
I love
just
that song
think,
too.
Like, I don't know.
As a matter of fact, I have a drawing of you still somewhere
in my room. I
You do?
think about that drawing every day. Like, really? The little fucking, like, the little, like, tape cassette earrings you remembered I was wearing, like, days before that you...
I loved it. I was like, oh, that's a real cool accessory, and I remembered it when I was drawing you. So, coding superstar it is.
He's got a body bag beneath each one of his eyes. He's got beer on his cheeks from all the times that he's cried. And I wanna dry his tears, but I'm terrified that I'm the reason behind every thorn in his side. But we could waste the decade on downtown drives, being modern day philosophers. We'll watch each other dumpster dive and fall in love with our bad habits every night. Spend our numbered days together, live our symbiotic lives. But someday I will take one sugar pill too many, or perhaps I will crash my car. Maybe if we're unlucky, I could fall deep in love with somebody. But I know that I'm gonna break your heart. Maybe I will get my college education, and you'll become a coding superstar. You'll see all my flaws one day, and we can go our separate ways. But I promise you, I'm gonna break your heart. He's thriving in the rain, storms growing like a weed. Growing like a weed. We're filling swimming pools with liquor like we gotta drown before we breathe. I'll make a home for myself in the gaps between his teeth. Fill it with liquor breath and cigarettes and fabricated dreams. Like how someday soon I'm gonna sell my shit, I'm gonna change my name, go off the grid, I'll move away, I'll work at Walmart. Just kidding, fuck Walmart.
Fuck Walmart!
But maybe if we're unlucky, I could fall deep in love with somebody. But I know this much, I'm gonna break your heart. Maybe I will get my college education, and you'll become a coding superstar. And you'll see all my flaws one day, and we can go our separate ways. But I know that I'm gonna break your heart. Boy, I promise I will love everything you could become, except for maybe a Republican. I don't know how I got you hexed, but my rope's around your neck, and darling, you don't know the state you got me in. I keep your promise in my pocket, but if I ever had your heart, I've lost it. I'm so terrified, I'm tearing you apart, because I don't text people back. I'm an impulsive, scattered maniac, and I am gonna break your heart.
Kameko, it's been really, really fun having you on the podcast. I love you. Your music.
I love you too, Devin.
Like I can't explain it, man. I'm still gonna be playing your music tenfold, and I just wanted to ask what's next for you. I'm not trying to pull up the pressure button on you, but like, are you writing music? Are you still in the process of making new music? What's going on?
Let's see. I'm writing a little bit. I feel like, I don't know, putting the album out kind of drained me.
Yeah.
Of like my creative energy.
Right.
A little bit. I've been doing. I hate to say it. I've been hanging out with these like local. Actually, I don't know why I said I hate to say it, because they're pretty cool people. I've been spending time with a couple of like local rappers in town and just like watching how they produce.
Yeah.
I can't personally rap. I am like a white lesbian who grew up listening to Nora Jones. I mean, you see my little sweater right now.
Yeah.
But it's nice just fucking hearing them. I don't know. Hearing them like conjure lyrics up and like watching how they produce and getting feedback from them. So I guess it's the first time that I've really sought out like
help.
I don't know, a group of like other creators to really like listen to my shit and like be honest about it. But yeah, hopefully the world stops ending and I can find like a little tour to piggyback off and open for. I love performing about a million times more than I like actually writing and recording the music, because like when you're recording the music, it's just like you fucking like bouncing off like the walls of your head, like racquetball court style, just being like, okay, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks. But when like you're on stage, you just have like a one-off chance to do it, and you just like, I don't know, forget about the possibility of people like criticizing you or being mean to you, because like you're all just there to have
a good time,
a nice time. So yeah, hopefully I write a couple more songs and I get better live performance, and there is a future where it's safe to fucking do that, and then you can fucking come and visit and I can bring you along as my roadie. Please.
I would love nothing else. That's my dream, literally, to be your roadie, Kameko. I promise you I will be that.
I would pay you very handsomely to like just go around and film things.
Once again, Kameko, you are absolutely talented. I hope and urge everybody that's listened to this podcast to go listen to her EP, Well Water, and oh my god, it's such a long title and I'm blind.
It's okay.
Among Other Aphrodisiacs and Poisons. I'm gonna memorize it to the death of me, I promise you. But please go listen to the EP. There'll be a bunch of links to follow Kameko and also stream this brilliant EP, and I hope that you enjoy it. And Kameko, thank you so much for coming on. It's been absolutely a pleasure.
Are you fucking kidding? Thank you for interviewing me.
Of course.
Very, very flattering, and I just always love spending time with you and shooting this shit. Also, before I forget, I just want to say that it's flattering that you like my music, because you have like probably the best taste in music of any man I've ever met.
Aw, that's such a nice compliment.
I'm just not hanging around the right man. Like maybe that's a me problem.
Right.
But, like going through your playlists and stuff, like it's.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me, actually. I love music compliments. I'll take them when I can. But thank you so much. Thank you. I really mean that's a great compliment. But yeah. Thank you for coming on. Seriously, this has been awesome, and hopefully we can do it again in the future. Yeah.
Fuck yeah! Thank you for having me.
All right. See you, Kameko. I love you.
All right. Mwah.
Seasons.